Welcome to episode 2 of the I Can Dig It podcast. I am the awkward erection at Graham Graham's funeral. Joining
What?
joining me today is Bailey.
You're the one that says all, like, we don't plan these. Like, you're saying
I
all
do.
these things about
I
yourself.
do.
Like, somebody's gonna know you one day as the awkward erection at your grandma's funeral. Like,
Bailey.
this is the internet. Nothing escapes, like, the void that is the
You
internet.
fucked up my timing with that face.
Well, what am I supposed to do? You said you're an erection at your grandma's funeral.
I've been planning
Like,
that
of course,
for a
it's
week
gonna
and a
like
half.
elicit a weird reaction. Like, what do you mean? My name's Bailey, by the way.
My name's Christian, and I want to know how far this is going to go. That was really extreme.
Oh, this is gonna go far.
You were just balding last time. Like, there's build up, you know?
No,
I'm
we
bald now. I'm an
immediately
erection
climax.
at an inappropriate place.
We immediately climax. That is the goal of the show. I'm Isaiah, by the way. How you guys doing?
I'm fine.
On a little bit of a serious note, I would like to thank everybody for the very warm reception of episode 1. It's been fantastic to know that people actually enjoy the podcast and that we're putting out quality content for you guys. Thank you very much.
Quality content like erections in places you wouldn't expect.
That sounds like a Family Feud question.
It sounds like a Family Feud question. I want Steve Harvey to ask a white woman that question.
And then
Very seriously.
She says something shocking, and he has an equally shocked looking face on, like he's ashamed of humanity, but he can't say it.
God, he has a perfect mustache.
He really does.
It's so good.
He's got a perfect face too. It's just very ovular.
Is that a word?
It is. It is a word. Look it up in the dictionary. Christian, what have you been listening to?
I'm shocked at what we're talking about right now.
You're using this to cover that you're looking for your notes. Fuck you, and
Fuck
you're
you.
stammering.
Let's see. I've been listening to this band called Always. I don't know. It's like always spelt with 2 V's instead of a W. Very edgy.
So it's like a churches situation.
Maybe.
Churches.
Fuck you. The album's called Antisociologies. Oh my god, what? Pronounce that for me.
It's anti-socialites.
Antisocialites.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God.
Iridocyclitis.
Antisocialites. It's really good. I've listened to it through once. It's like very mellow 80s female-fronted pop, which is what I'm all about lately. Lastly, Census Fail just came out with a new album called, bear with me here, If There Is a Light, It Will Find You.
What's up with you and like very convoluted album names?
Census Fail is a band that's been around for like close to 20 years now, and like ever since their album a couple years ago, Renaissar, the lead singer Buddy is like super big on positive music, which is nice, but it makes for these really convoluted album names that I'm like, please stop. But it's super good. This album's like a throwback to like early Census Fail, where it's a good mix of that pop punk, but like heavy screaming at the same time, which is what I kind of live for. But I'm also like, wait, I'm not a freshman in high school anymore. I can't listen to this, but I still like it.
All right. So are there like good tracks, or is it a solid album?
It's a solid album. I think my favorite tracks are probably First Breath, Last Breath, and Ancient Gods. Like, I don't know, whenever I like a song, I normally like 2 or 3 songs that are right next to it. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good album all the way through.
All right. And Bailey, what have you been listening to?
So, like, I don't really have any albums to talk about. Usually when I'm like looking for music, I just go on Spotify and I find a single song that I like, and I just go song radio, and I just find songs through there. So through that, I found like just 4 songs that I've been listening to back to back, and I run through songs until I hate them, which isn't super healthy, but it gives you a good high for like a day. So those songs include,
But are not limited to.
yeah, Altar by Sir Sly, which Christian was trying to get me to listen to like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I just kept shooting him down because like I'm trying to run through other songs right now. Stop distracting me. And then this band Wild Party, they have 2 songs that I like. They're kind of like a pop punk band as well, which I guess I've just been listening to like a lot lately. They have Chasing Honey and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head.
What makes
It's
these
not that
guys
good,
different than all the other pop punk we've been listening to?
Nothing. They just sound the same. I like the way that pop punk sounds. It's very like standardized. I know what I'm expecting. It's all good.
It's
know
the
what? I
vanilla
can
of
get down with
musical
that.
genres.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes I need my comfort food, and that is pop punk.
Exactly.
And your last one?
And my last song, it's a Bleacher song, which Christian
Ooh.
will definitely appreciate because he's always listening to those people. And it's Good Morning.
Oh, that whole album's good. Same with that whole Sir Sly album. Fucking listen to the whole album, please.
What album is Good Morning on? Because I don't remember.
It's off the newest one, Gone Now. And then that Sir Sly album is Don't You Worry, Honey, if you want to listen to the full album.
Wait, is Gone Now the album that came out and had Don't Take the Money on it?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the newest
okay.
album. It's
Fantastic.
I like it more than their first album, but it's Bleachers are just great.
Christian, you always have my back in terms
know.
of these things. I never
You
pay
listen
too
to
much
a lot of
attention.
music that I love, and I'm like, just please listen to more than 2 fucking songs.
No.
Because you're missing out on Mickey Mantle on that album, dude.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
fantastic
because the
opener.
way I listen to albums, it's like I like one song, then I'll listen to the whole thing, and I'll like dislike 2 or 3 songs, but I'll listen to that album all the way through till I like every single fucking song. Our listening tastes are like completely opposite. It's so weird.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I pretty much sync up with Christian on that. It's like I'll listen to this album until I've memorized it, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, like I don't like listening to playlists either, unless I'm in the car with my fiance, because she doesn't like listening to full albums. So
Yeah.
it's such a freaking like,
I don't know. I have a low tolerance. Like I don't have a good benefit of the doubt for a lot of music. Like if this song doesn't catch me in like the first 10 seconds, I'm just gonna fucking move on.
You and your goldfish attention span.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't mean to bash Bailey right now. I
no,
love you.
it's totally fine. I deserve it. It's just who I am.
You know what? That's fair. That is legitimate.
What have you been listening to, Isaiah?
I'm glad you asked.
Sorry.
I'm the sick one here, Bailey. Why are you coughing?
Sorry. I forgot how to swallow spit.
It's like a really gross thing to think about.
I don't want to think about it. Let's think about music. I've
Yeah,
been
let's
listening
go.
to
Let's move on,
a
please.
shitload of Panic at the Disco, specifically their like, fuck you in your face, Bailey.
I'm really excited because I used to listen to Panic at the Disco a lot.
So when you were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Middle
Oh,
school.
adorable. Bailey, give yourself a comedy medal. But I've been listening to their latest 2 albums. Put the Santa Claus. God damn it.
Gave myself a comedy medal. I have a Santa Claus hat on right now. Isaiah also forgot how to swallow spit.
No, my lungs forgot how to not make phlegm and kill me.
I'm so sorry.
That's just how it be sometimes, man. I've been listening to their latest 2 albums. I think it's Death of a Bachelor, their 2016 one, and then Too Weird to Live. Is it Too Weird to Live and then Too Something to Die? I forget. But that second, the first one, Death of a Bachelor, their newest one, is by far the best one. Because if you look at the trajectory of their career, it's pretty much just been either like Fall Out Boy is aping them or they are aping Fall Out Boy really hard. I don't know which is which because they sound too similar. But Death of a Bachelor kind of takes like the pop route that Fall Out Boy went into and that the last album went into and completely blows that shit out of the water because it's fantastic.
That other album you were talking about is Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die.
There we go.
I
Keeping
didn't
with
like
the trend
Panic
of
at the
stupid
Disco.
fucking album titles.
Yeah. I didn't like Panic at the Disco with their older stuff, but I'll agree their new poppy stuff is a lot better.
No, because it just sounds like Fall Out Boy, but a little bit worse. And the biggest problem, I think, is that like their new albums actually let Brendan Urie use his range, and he has fucking insane range all the time.
Well, Panic at the Disco now is just Brandon Urie.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair because their instrumentals weren't very good. It was just kind of bland pop punk.
Yeah.
They're like
emo.
old pop punk just felt like either Fall Out Boy or My Chemical Romance, but like in the middle and not as good as either one to me. And this stuff's very, I don't want to say it's super unique, but Brandon's voice makes it good.
No, it definitely isn't unique, but what it's doing is just trying to be fun. It reminds me a lot. Actually, this is kind of an insult to Carly Rae, but it kind of reminds me of a Carly Rae album, and that's just like fun pop. Emotion.
Which album
is
are
a
we?
Great
That
album.
album
Emotion
is phenomenal,
one of the best
and it
albums.
is super original. I will fuck you
Christian, I'll
up right
hold you
now.
back. I'll hold you back if you need it.
He's 120 pounds. I think I can hold my own, Bailey.
Well, it's just
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Carly Rae, you do not diss on my babe. She's the chick that got me into pop music.
I don't diss
love
on
her.
Carly Rae.
She's
I
the
don't diss on
savior.
Carly Rae. I've been listening to
She's
Carly
queen.
Rae. Jesus. I don't diss
Take
on
over.
Carly Rae. Jesus Christ. Can I speak my words?
No. Not when you're dissing Carly Rae.
I wasn't dissing Carly Rae. Carly Rae
If you are remotely dissing her at all, then it counts.
she is perfectly great pop. I think Emotion is a fantastic album. I listened to the shit out of it, and I got made fun of by my family. Make you feel better, Christian?
Did you see how far
Yes,
he
because you
backpedaled?
made fun of me.
Dude, I backpedaled into the beginning of the fucking episode. Hi, this is episode 2 of my... fuck, I just almost said the old podcast name by habit.
Oh no.
This is like our 5th podcast, by the way.
Oh man. If we're talking about old things, I will mention that before the start of this podcast, we misfired. We were about to start recording, and Isaiah did the professional, like, 3, 2, silent 1, click, and then he started to do the intro, and we looked at the screen about, like, a minute in, and there was nothing recording.
We were talking for at least 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, was
come
it?
on. Back then, though, Isaiah was obese, tired, and sick.
I wasn't
and not
obese, I was
erect.
out of shape.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we're going full Homer Simpson. I don't know if he's obese. He's balding, he's tired, and he's sick, but I don't know if he's obese. So,
But hey, you know what? Step up. You're an erection now.
Dan Castellaneta, we need you on the show. Anyway, we
I love
haven't.
the like knee punch you do when you say that. Like, yeah.
Anyway, Bailey? We're going to you again because this podcast is already a formula. What have you been playing?
What have I been playing?
What have you been playing,
Shit,
bro?
Man, I have been playing a lot of, I guess, Dragon Ball Fighters. When I have time to play, I've been playing a lot of that. Trying to clean up my combos and shit. Trying to find, like, the good, like, amount of bar you can use. Bar economy and combos and whatnot, I've been in the lab.
All right, do you have a team shaping up, or are you just still trying out the cast and seeing what works?
So right now, my team looks like Goku Black,
Ooh.
Super Saiyan Goku, and Cell.
All right, so you're like 2/3 of the meme team.
2/3 of the meme team, yeah. That's pretty much my team right now.
All right, so I know what Goku does. Goku's pretty much your all-rounder. He's good up close. He has a lot of range.
I have him in the middle of my team.
Okay, so he's your first assist.
Yes, he's my first assist. I have Goku Black on front, and I have Cell in the back, just because I use Cell as like a recovery for all my mistakes, because he has great normals and moves, and just he's a good all-around character. I feel like
that's
he's
fair.
too good, but that's why I put him in the back, just in case. He's like insurance,
Okay.
Like I could trade out Goku Black probably. I feel comfortable with Super Saiyan Goku, and Cell is just saving my ass from everything.
And what's Goku Black's function? Because I know he's pretty much also a good all-rounder
Yeah,
type.
he just also has good buttons. like he just, my God.
Don't forget about that pink hair.
Pink
Okay.
hair, obviously.
Pink hair, don't care. Fucking mess it up, Goku
Yeah,
Black.
he also has a good beam assist, so when he isn't on front and I have Goku Super Saiyan up front doing stuff, he can also come in and do that and help me kind of lock down combos along with that. But his moves just get across the screen and they cover a lot of space. Like the hitboxes on a lot of his attacks, like his down heavy just covers so much space. Like it hits behind him.
Really?
Like it's an arc that just goes up and hits behind him.
That's some
It's huge.
Smash Bros shit.
I know, but he has just great buttons, great all-around movement, and special abilities and all that.
Should I talk about my team now, or should I save that for when I'm talking
No,
about
bring in
video
your team.
games?
Bring in
All
your
right,
team.
right now I'm experimenting with. I'm leading with Hit.
With Hit, okay.
Okay, and then I'm Goku's going like regular Super Saiyan Goku is going to be my first assist, and then I'm playing around with either Beerus or Tien as my second. So my logic behind either Tien or Beerus is Tien is a shitload of fun to play. Like I love popping people up in the air with his bump set spike.
Yeah.
It's really good for mix-ups because if you use the medium version of it, it has like a 1.5 second delay. People don't know what the fuck to block, so
Yeah.
he just goes in for it and it starts the combo again. I just really like playing as him.
Yeah.
And with Beerus, I'm thinking of just switching him out for Tien permanently because he accomplishes a very similar thing to Hit, which is good zoning, I feel. Because Hit can either be right up in your face or he can zone the shit out of you and use parries and stuff like that and
Yeah.
teleportation, just get up in your face really quick. So it's kind of looking like it's just going to be Tien, and then Goku's Goku.
Yeah. So like with Hit, how do you manage his air game?
You don't.
You don't? Okay.
You pretty much.
'Cause I know that he's like a god, like on the ground.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
He controls the space like pretty well. Like I think better than the majority of the cast. But like up in the air, he's kind of meh.
Like if you see somebody trying to make distance, you can do his that crystalline thing on the floor where he just.
Oh yeah,
I
he
don't know
traps
what
you.
it's called. Yeah, he just chops you from far away. He has his back chops. He has a 50-50 thing where he can either teleport right into your face. So he like assumes a stance. You do a quarter circle backwards, I think, and he just assumes a stance, and it gives you like about 3/4 of a second to decide what you're going to do, but your opponent doesn't know what you're going to do in that time. So you can either do his crazy chops that go completely right across the screen, or you can teleport right up into their face, which is a lot of fun to do.
So the 50-50 on that, the crazy chops where he like slashes you like forward, then up, then down to bring you back down to the ground, like that bread and butter, is the one that comes down. Is that an overhead?
I don't know if it's an overhead because I haven't seen people. Well, no, it's not an overhead. I don't
It's
think.
not an
No.
overhead. So it like to kind of counter his stance, you could just crouch block.
Pretty much.
Okay.
You just kind of got to be able to get that 50-50. Either he's going to be right up in your face, or he's going to start chopping at you. I've started to master the short air hop combo extensions in the air, which is really cool.
You text me as soon as you started to do that. You're like, Bailey, I can short hop, I can jump cancel on my
It
combos now.
works.
Like, oh,
It's so cool. Like for jump canceling, this is going to get really boring for people who don't give a shit about fighting games.
no, we're so sorry.
But this is in Dragon Ball, you can pop people right up into the air and you can fly to them, and you have a limited number of moves you can do up in the air. But if you short hop and you cancel that combo, you can hit them more, and it's the best. Except with hit because he only has like 3 hits in the air. They do like decent damage, but it's not much of a combo extension. But it can go into super really nicely.
Yeah, hit's not really. I feel like from what I've seen, he's not about like crazy extended combos where you, I guess, like control the screen up in the air. He's just more like counterplay. From what I've
He's
seen.
pretty much you just control the bottom third of the screen,
Yeah.
just really nicely.
Okay.
Like I love his parry system. It's I figure by taking in like the most complicated character in the game, I will learn the mechanics of the game by force. So I'm just, like instead of just learning naturally, I'm just going to force myself to get good.
Okay, we're gonna move on from Dragon
Wait.
Ball Fighters. Oh shit.
Gosh.
Christian wants to talk
I
about
knew
Krillin.
not a single thing you guys talked about, but I will say Krillin is babe.
What did I say?
I love Krillin. He's my favorite. Goku Black's great just because I like his pink hair and I can do decent stuff with him. And the meme team is actually a really good team.
Meme team actually fucking works. I've seen Maximilian Dude put in work with the meme team.
But otherwise, like, I feel like I'm going to have to stack up on that game because last time we played, I was beating you and now it seems like you're getting good. And I don't want to be the bottom again.
The only thing I'm really struggling with is going into combo assists. Like just comboing into assists. So I'm going to start learning that. You can do that especially well with hits light, medium into just beam,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Beam assists are so good
Right.
in that game.
Not TN's though. TN's is fine. It does like one
TN
hit.
Yeah, TN's does one hit and it pops straight up in the air, so you can kind of get a read on where you're gonna have to like attack your opponent from. But like the other beam assists, they kind of lock down in a better way and they travel in one direction, so you can get a more consistent kind of lock on.
Yeah,
your
they lock
opponent.
down and carry, which is
Yeah,
fantastic.
and Vegeta's assist is amazing. Have
Isn't
you
it just like a flurry of him just throwing key blasts?
Yeah, he holds you in place for like a second in
That's
just one
fantastic.
spot.
All right.
And you can just fucking go in from there. It's so good.
Enough about Dragon Ball Z, though.
Yeah.
We've been talking way too much about this.
Okay.
Bailey, what else have you been playing?
So I've been getting back into Enter the Gungeon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so
Explain Enter the Gungeon for the
So,
people at home.
Enter
You
the
bring in
Gungeon-
one 2D pixel art indie game every time you come in. It's fantastic.
you know, it's such a fun game. So it's a roguelike, and it's kind of like the Binding of Isaac where it's room-based. You go in, there's enemies that spawn in a room, you beat them, and so on and so forth. That's basically the gameplay. But in a roguelike, it has just a ridiculous amount of guns and items that you can pick up to modify your run. No run is ever the same. You can have like some consistency, but no run you're ever going to get like the exact same build, the exact same room, roguelike stuff. We've
All right, so
talked about this.
Enter the Gungeon has a fantastic sense of humor. What is your favorite goof gun?
What is my favorite goof gun? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. This is a tough question. Oh. Keep explaining Into the Gungeon. There's so many I have to
I
think
love
about.
the
there's so many guns.
the crown that you put on, and you can just walk into a room and it just shoots everywhere. I mean, it doesn't kill quick because it just shoots everywhere, but it's super fun to use.
It does good damage if you're like, it does good damage if you're trying to run up against big bosses and you just stand next to them and dodge everything. It does good damage then.
All right, let me explain Enter the Gungeon a little bit better while Bailey does his thing. Enter the Gungeon is a isometric 2D pixel-based top-down shooter, and it is one of the best out there. It is, I would put it nearly on par with Binding of Isaac, but that's just an aesthetics thing for me. It has a great sense of humor. A lot of the character art is chibi and pixelated, but the environments are really dynamic, and everything just blows up really nice. It feels like it's just mechanically one of those games that is nearly perfect.
My favorite gun is the Beehive.
What's the Beehive?
Oh, the
Bailey?
Beehive's so good.
It's my favorite mean gun. It's not the best gun, but it's always fun when you have it. So the Beehive is just a hive of bees.
Okay.
And you shoot bees from it that home in on enemies and attack them. It does great damage. It homes.
Fucking stupid.
And it's ridiculous.
And everything is bullet based. The enemies are bullets. Your health is bullets. The blanks that like kind of clear out the area because it's halfway bullet hell shooter, halfway top down shooter. Mm-hmm. Those are bullets too. Everything is bullets and gun puns. And my favorite meme gun is the lowercase r.
Oh yeah, it just
Yeah.
shoots bullets.
It shoots the word bullet, and it's fucking hilarious.
And as it's shooting the word bullet, it says bullet.
That's
Yeah.
I fucking love it, yeah.
Like you'll see bullet fly off the screen, and it's like bullet, bullet, bullet for like a whole minute. It's great.
it's
I love that game.
fantastic.
I think the best part of that game is if there's a chest and you break the chest, it'll give you junk, and it's like, you should just use a key next time. But if you break a chest, sometimes that junk will turn into a little guy that walks around and he looks like that junk. And the more junk you get, the more armor he gets. So he'll get a helmet, then he'll get a sword, then he'll get a shield, and he just runs around hitting enemies for you. And at first he's weak, but when you like get enough junk, he's amazing, and he's cute as hell too.
And, like, so his initial attacks, little junk knight is what they call him.
Oh,
His initial
God.
attacks are just like him shield bashing people, and then he gets a sword and he starts slashing them. And then he gets like a skirt and he becomes like a full blown
Yeah.
knight, and he starts to like fucking like spin slash
Yeah.
people and everything. Like he'll just spin around the screen and just hit people. He's amazing.
He's the little boy that could.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but so I have like, oh shit, like 150 plus hours in this game.
Jesus.
I love it. I like bullet hell games, and I like Enter the Gungeon more than Binding of Isaac, which I have like also 100 plus hours in, and because like it's more skill based. Enter the Gungeon is like I
All right,
feel
that's
like
fair.
like in Binding of Isaac, sometimes I feel like I just get a run where like my items are shit, and this run isn't fun. Like I could do it, but it's just not fun.
Oh, and another quick thing for the people at home. Roguelite is a genre that has come into prominence ever since Spelunky came out in 2008, I would say. So what it does is it is a randomly generated, pretty free-flowing sort of game. It kind of just gives you a set of rules and lets you have at it, which is what I think is fantastic about it.
Yeah.
Enter the Gungeon is like Binding of Isaac because it is a top-down shooter. Where they differ is the aesthetic and the sense of humor, because the Binding of Isaac revels in dark humor and the grotesque, while fucking Enter the Gungeon is just dumb fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack's fantastic. Look it up on YouTube.
It's so good.
Enter the Gungeon sounds great.
Yeah. But now, since I've beaten like the game with the majority of the cast that you can get, I have to start like doing stupid shit to challenge myself in runs. So at the beginning of a run, there's like
No bullets.
yeah, no, that wouldn't work. You could technically do that actually. You just if you
Use
roll
the sword?
No, if you can roll into characters and you
Oh
can do
my
damage
God.
by rolling.
Fuck this game.
Yeah, but there's an altar at the beginning of each level or each like run that you start where you can like bump your curse up to the top level. So you can start your run with maximum curse. Curse increases the damage that you do, the damage that characters do, and the amount of health they have. And like you can run into a boss room and like the boss will be beefed up and have like those red bullets that take multiple hearts and everything. So
Fuck
I've had to
that.
start doing that. And I figured out that when you completely max out all of your curse, this Grim Reaper starts following you around
Holy shit.
through every floor and every room. If you're in a boss room, the Grim Reaper shows up there and he'll start like trying to slash at you, and he has an AoE attack that fucking distracts you from everything. I can't make it past the third floor.
Okay, question. Does he have a gun?
He has a gun scythe. He has like a Winchester rifle that has like a blade on the end of it, and he swings it and bullets come out of
This
it.
is a 10 out of 10 sort of game we're talking
Yes.
about.
It's very
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I've been playing those two things, and I haven't had a lot of time to play much else because midterms are.
Ooh,
right about
midterms
now.
are ugly right
I
now.
know, and it's fucking taking up all my time. I think I failed one yesterday. So I'm really excited to hear about that. So,
You got half the semester to make that
yeah.
up.
So Isaiah, what have you been playing other than Dragon Ball Fighter? Since we kind of delved into that.
Yeah, we went hard into Dragon Ball Fighters. Other than Dragon Ball Fighters, though, I've been playing Carmageddon, which is... Oof.
What is that?
Yeah.
Carmageddon is... have you guys seen Death Race?
Yes.
2000?
Yeah.
It's that the game.
Is that the game?
You run into pedestrians, you break cars, you put stupid like mods onto your cars to fuck up other cars. There's power-ups. Think of it like... What's that PS1 racing... like
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. It's pretty much like
Oh,
Twisted
really?
Metal for the PC,
Okay.
but now it's on consoles, and it's really fucking stupid. It's super pun based, super British, which I love.
Super British. Hold on. What do you mean? What is British?
It's like
Define-
okay.
What do you
okay.
mean by British?
So like, there's a lot of flavor text in the game, and it is like super obviously British.
Explain.
It's like, oh Jesus.
You can't just add, like that. Can't be an adjective.
Okay, so there's this Ray that
British
like,
cannot.
You're
be.
watching out for our British fans. Oh my god.
You gotta specify.
are British fans. Oh, that's me. That's how I am. I wreck my car into pedestrians.
Yeah.
Ooh, there was a controversy about that. That was like an actual terrorist attack. Let's delete that. Anyway, this is getting real life on us.
You don't distract from you trying to use British as an adjective. What do you mean?
Britishing. I can use it as a
Britishing.
verb too.
But just answer the question.
It just means
Isaiah.
actively having bad teeth, not in the.
Here I am, trying to like save our British viewers from.
What British
Just, like,
viewers? We're broadcasting out of
listeners.
America.
Dingus.
Sorry, I'm just so distracted by the fact that you just.
Blimey. Anyway. It's stuff just like, there's this one Ray that, like, there's a way to crash your car, and it's called, like, you've just bananaed your car.
That's British.
No. It's like, there's a Ray that just does that to somebody's car and completely wrecks it, and it's like, I've an honor. And that's just, have an honor
You
Ray.
realize that just because somebody says something in a British accent doesn't mean that what they say.
But no, there's other incidences of Britishness, Bailey.
Britishness.
There's a lot of
there-
imperialism
Oh, somebody
in the
has
game.
a cup of tea and a biscuit. Like, what do you mean?
Now you're stereotyping.
No, I'm just saying it's like a counter stereotype. You can't just say, "Oh, there's a cup of tea and biscuits in this game." Is British shit, you know?
You'd have to see it. It's hard to explain that it is British, but it is indeed British, I feel. So, fuck you. It's like $4 on PlayStation Network, and it's really fun. Play Carmageddon.
Is it on the Switch? If it's not, then I'm not playing it.
I wanted to talk about the Switch for a second because they have a lot of horror games on the Switch, and it's really weird, but it's really cool.
They do? I know there's like a bunch of indie games, but I feel like the Switch store needs to get a little bit better at like showing you specific genres and stuff, because basically right now all you can see is like recently added, bestsellers, and like upcoming, and that's it.
If you go
The
to
only
the
way I
search-
found to like search the whole store is to just search and not put anything in, and then it just gives me a list of games.
Yeah, but
Which,
that's a little bit
I think you might be able to search by genre, but I haven't tried.
I think you can. You just have to go into the search criteria, and then it's like it just goes through a couple of menus. It's fine, but I feel like they just need a little bit more of a selection. But they do have a shitload of horror games on the Switch right now, and it's really cool. I've actually downloaded 2 of them.
I know Outlast is on the Switch right now. The
I
like,
completely
collection.
forgot that
Yeah.
Outlast is on the Switch. You can
Yeah,
get,
the whole collection thing is on there, and I'm not gonna buy it because I won't play it.
you can have Chris Walker's face like right up in your grill in real life. It's
I want
fantastic.
to buy that, and I want to play it on your Switch, dude.
All right,
You're playing it.
no.
I want you to play horror games.
I
dude.
couldn't play through the demo. Like, I'm fine with horror games unless it's horror games where I have to run away, because that's just fucking terrifying.
Chris Walker touched my butt in that game, and I was like, I've had enough of this.
Do you ever
God, that
think-
game's so. That game's terrifying, dude. I can't.
I try and cope through those games, but I like imagine because you can't see them when like you get hit. You're running away and they hit you. I imagine it's like just a light tap on the butt, like and they have like a
Get outta
smarmy,
here.
like a smarmy look on their face. They're like yeah, like, it makes me feel better. Like,
Tag,
it's
you're it.
no, not even that. Like one of those sexy, like, hey, girl, like. It makes me feel so much better, like, about the game. Like, ooh.
Do you also imagine them like tiptoeing up behind you, like Scooby-Doo style, like doom doom doom,
like
doom,
Shaggy
doom,
and
doom,
Scooby
doom.
walking
Yes.
up behind me? No,
Precisely.
because they're like grunting and everything. It ruins that. But like just the hit, like the
This big ass nasty dude, like, hey girl.
yeah. Sorry.
Fuck.
So
Oh,
I feel like now that I shared that with
all right,
you,
we'll have to play it together now.
yeah, I feel like you might be able to make it through these games.
We've made this a
knowing
lot
that.
more personal now that we know how Bailey processes fear.
Yeah, it makes it bearable.
Okay, but anyway, Jesus Christ. They have a lot of great games like, I think it's Cutting Class, which is pretty much White Day at Labyrinth Called School, but in 2D, where you're in a supernatural school getting chased down in Korea. So that's pretty cool. There's another one called Detention, which I've heard is super fucking good. It's atmospheric. It takes place... Oh, Jesus. Some wires fell over.
Don't move.
It takes place during... I think it's I think it's Taiwanese. This like governmental overthrow where it's like really fucking scary, like just political stuff happening in the background. And it's like, oh yeah, there's also survival horror going on, which is double spooky.
What are you? Is there like just? Is it like anarchy?
It's
People,
not
like, run into,
anarchy.
like-
It's like government overthrow going on.
What's
in the
like? What's
background.
like the direct threat? Like what is initially trying to kill you in the game?
The government and Silent Hill,
And Silent Hill.
pretty much.
What?
Yeah, it's really spooky, and it's $20 on the Switch right now. Check it out, please.
I might check that
definitely encourage that. Other than that, they just have a couple of like your standard first-person spook ups, but everything else, it's just really weird to see like there's a bunch of horror games on the Switch. And speaking of the Switch, we got a Nintendo Direct,
We did.
gentlemen.
out. Oh my god.
So
I forgot
let's
that happened, like,
pull up that
in between
Nintendo
us.
Direct
Never forget.
docket, go through it real quick, because that was super eventful.
I mean, there's really only, like, one game.
Well, like two things that were.
Well,
cool.
there's more. I mean, I'm excited for the Splatoon DLC. Like, super excited for that.
Yeah, the Octolinks DLC is probably my favorite part, especially that song. I actually listened to it
Yeah,
outside.
I know.
of
I've
the-
got to say, I don't know shit about Splatoon, and I got to be honest. I hate playing that game because the motion controls fuck me up. I don't know why. I just can't do it. But like that song during that Octolinks trailer, I was like, "Fucking yeah, this song."
No,
slaps.
That song
any-
slaps. Holy
Ooh,
shit!
Anytime I've played it and you've, like, walked in, you're like, I don't like this game that much, but the music is phenomenal.
I know. I feel like I want to just hear it in a distance, just the music. I want you to turn all the other sounds off, and I just want to hear the music.
A mouse just fell on me. Reynolds School of Journalism. Anyway,
Like,
Other than that-
like an hour after the direct, I went to play Splatoon, and you know how like in the hub you can see what people have written,
yeah,
and everyone was like, "It's gonna be, the world's gonna be taken over by Octolings. Like no one's gonna want to be an Inkling anymore."
I
And
love
I can
it.
feel it.
I want to be an Octolink.
I do too.
Inklings have shitty haircuts.
Yeah,
I'll say
they're
it.
horrible.
It'll just make a counterculture. People will be like, "Fuck Octolings, go stay as an Inkling," and that's how people will be Inklings. Nobody will be an Inkling because they like their design. Just like, "Fuck Octolings, I'm gonna be an Inkling."
Do you think it's gonna get like weirdly political and racist?
Of course it is.
Let's do it.
There's gonna be a bunch of Octolink slurs, and it's gonna just go back and forth. It's gonna be real ugly.
Oh my god.
Anyway, other than that, we got a new WarioWare game coming to the Nintendo 3DS. It's pretty much a collection with new games, and Bailey looks unimpressed because
Oh
he's
my
never
god.
played a WarioWare
I don't
game.
give a shit. Let's talk about what really matters.
No,
that
no, no,
happened.
we're getting to that.
Oh
last.
my god.
We're getting to
I'm
it.
just- Ooh.
Okami HD is going to be on the Switch, which is fantastic.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited about that. I was going to buy it on the PS4, but never the fuck mind.
Can I say one thing?
Go for it.
I'm really upset that Luigi's Mansion is only on the 3DS.
I'm sorry.
I am in tears for it.
So what he's talking about is there's going to be an original Luigi's Mansion remake. It feels like Nintendo's doing a lot to revive games that didn't get the chance they deserved and putting them on new consoles, which is fantastic. But I don't think it's going to have like the same quality as the GameCube game, if that makes sense.
Well, it's not going to have as good of graphics, first of all. And, like, the DS is a nice platform, but their hot platform right now is the Switch.
That's fair.
And I'm fine with them making DS games, but I don't understand why you'd have a game only for the DS when like the Switch I feel like is meant to replace the DS in
Yeah.
a way. Maybe not now, but in a second iteration for sure.
We have a Dark Souls amiibo coming in the way.
Yes.
My boy,
Praise the sun. What's his name? I forget.
Solaire.
Solaire.
Of Astora.
I'm a fake Dark Souls fan, if you couldn't tell. Travis Strikes Again looks really fucking disappointing.
It looked weird.
I don't remember it.
It's like a top-down hack and slash.
Yeah, he was just swinging his sword like back and forth, like hitting people. And
What I wanted was No More Heroes 3, where Travis Touchdown is like depressed and sad and cutting people in half with a big fucking sword.
Yeah.
This isn't No More Heroes 3.
I want to play with cats more and like
Yeah.
exercise them.
I want his an even fatter cat than the
Yeah,
other
I want
one.
a cat that just like when you lift it up, its feet don't even like lift off the ground. Like,
I want Long Cat 2.0 because he had like a cute little chubby kitten. Then he had
Yeah.
a fat cat. I want him to have like a 4-foot long Maine Coon looking motherfucker.
Yes.
I wanted this cat to have abs
Jesus,
and have Levi jeans on.
this is getting into some very strange territory of what you do when the lights are off, Bailey. But we also got this is fucking unprecedented and weird. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is going to be on the Switch.
I'm so glad I didn't buy it on the PlayStation.
Look
I
at
will-
Bailey's face.
I don't
He
have a
did.
Switch, so it's totally fine.
I will
You
totally
can-
buy it for the Switch.
Oh my god, that
I
game!
can't believe Crash is going to be on a Nintendo system. Well, it has been, but it's like this is Crash, like OG Crash.
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo's become like the land of forgotten like video game characters.
The Land of the Lost.
Yeah, like I was thinking of like the land of misfit toys, but like, we're
I'm
gonna-
ill. Anyway, we're getting Undertale on the Switch, which like pretty
Yeah.
much everybody expected, but is very happy to be
See,
there.
you guys have wanted me to play Undertale for like years now, and I'll finally play it now.
Oh, just because it's on the Switch, you fake
Yeah,
bitch.
pretty
I know.
much.
I feel like just to get Christian's attention for anything now, we just have to put a Switch in front of it.
Well, like
pretty
I
much.
hate playing games on a laptop. Like I hate booting up Steam and everything.
I can't
So
believe you. That's like
having
half
it
of my
on
life.
the Switch will be phenomenal.
Other than that, something I think literally only I am excited about is Little Nightmares Complete Edition going to be on the Switch. I tried to run that on my PC. It is too graphically intensive. So I'm going to have a system that can actually run that shit.
Ooh,
It is a 2D spooky side-scroller, I guess. It has a really unique aesthetic. It takes place on a ship. It's really macabre, gross, and dark. I would really recommend looking up just a trailer for it because that's what sold me. Other than that, there's literally one other thing to talk about besides
Yeah.
Mario Tennis, and Mario Tennis looks fun. And then fucking Captain Toad, I guess.
Captain Toad, fuck you. I want it.
So let me set the scene for this. We just had, I put my phone down, that was that crash that I now have to edit out. So, we just finished announcing the new Splatoon DLC, the Octoling DLC. The screen goes black for a second. And the screen lights up. And it's two Octolings, they're shooting each other, they're having a good time. It's like a lot of kinetic energy going on. And then the screen cuts to black again. And just the little Octoling girl, she looks up and there's like horror in her eyes.
It was terrifying.
and you see this ball of fire in her iris. And then it's just two cuts go into that circle, and everybody in the continental United States freaks the fuck out simultaneously because there's going to be a new goddamn Super Smash Brothers game.
well, hold on. I really want there to be a new Smash,
Okay.
but it could just be like a port.
No, it says project in development, so it isn't just a port job. This is not a greasy port job. This is a sequel.
I don't think...
I want it to be a sequel, but my heart and my brain just don't mix on this.
I don't think they would have made such a big deal about it if it's just gonna be a port. Because do you know the backlash that they would get? They know how hardcore Smash fans are.
You're right.
Like, I don't think they would. I think they'd be smarter than that.
I think that this has the possibility of being like an ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3.
Well, that's really disappointing and sad. Oh, I burped,
But
I'm
it
sorry.
does, right?
It does have that possibility, but I don't think they would give it that sort of trailer if it wasn't a sequel.
You're right.
Because it looked like the goddamn apocalypse was about to happen, and that Inkling girl
Like
was about to
seriously,
get
I wish they would have like
atomized.
had a voice clip from her being like,
Woo me.
yeah, like Jesus Christ, when was Smash ever this fucking scary.
Yeah.
All right.
Mario was just looking back there like, I'm gonna fuck your bitch. I'm like, whoa.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Link looked like really fucking intimidating. He kind of looked like Fabio, and he was like about to fucking kill somebody. It was really spooky.
It was
Anyway,
too spook.
we're gonna go to the new segment. Bailey, put the fucking hat down. That's not that segment yet.
Oh, shit.
This is the new segment. We're just gonna tell some stories about working in fast food because all of us.
Wait, class at 1:30.
Shibadoo-ba-doo-ba, hoo-ba-boo-ba-dee-ba. Shibadoo-boo, shibadoo-ba, boo-doo-ba, ba-ba-doo-ba, ba,
We got 10 minutes.
ba-ba-doo-ba-boop-ba.
All right, we got to cover 2 segments in 10 minutes. So first and foremost, we're going to be just telling stories about fast food and how we've all worked there. We used to work at Dairy Queen all at the same time for like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then Chris left because Chris is a fake bitch.
Fuck that place.
Yeah, no.
I left in December. Bailey is just about to leave.
Yeah. Because we're all super talented and creative. We all love to work in fast food.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's where I'm going to stay for the next decade because of my creative choices. Anyway, Bailey, I wanted you to start off this segment. What's your favorite? Like, just one fast food story. Just your favorite one.
Okay, a guy tried to fight me in the parking lot over a value meal that ended like 20 minutes before he got there. So there is this thing called $5 lunch. It runs from 11 to 4 o'clock.
You sound so dead.
Because I feel dead on the inside having to talk about this.
My favorite is when people come in, like when you're about to close, and it's like, "Do you still have the lunch option going?"
Yeah, it's like, fucking, when did you wake up? Like, it's fucking, it says it on the menu too, like above the thing you're ordering, from 11 to 4. It's like, moving on to the point of my story. He shows up at 4:20, blaze it, and he's late. He didn't show up for the lunch on time. And the person at the register is like, "Sorry, that ends at 4. And he's like, no, it doesn't. I want to talk to your manager." And he comes to me and he's like, "Manager, there's somebody who wants to talk to you." And I'm like, "Sweet, that always means good things are about to happen." So I go over to talk to him and I explain, we're not gonna do this. It ends at 4. We can serve you something else, but it ends at 4.
Yeah.
And he proceeds to go, "No, fuck you. I'll wait for you in the parking lot."
Holy shit.
And he stands there for 5 minutes, like just pointing at me and the dude on the register who is still taking orders. People are still ordering while this is going. I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that. I still want a Blizzard." Like, nobody cares. Like, this dude's threatening me and this other employee.
"Bring it in! Stone Cold Steve Austin's gonna have you in the fucking parking lot, dog!"
And I'm just standing there, calm, like, "Sir, please leave." Like, for 5 minutes, and he's just pointing at us, and he leaves, and the person who's ordering is like, "Well, that was crazy, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah, I was there, dog.
Thanks for defending me." You know, like, I hope the customers jump in and be like, "Dude, can you just, like, this, it's fucking fast food. Like, why are you losing your mind right now?"
It's just fast food. Why are you upset?
Yeah. It's only game.
Why you mad?
Why you have to be mad?
My favorite fast food story also takes place at Dairy Queen. Neither of you were there. So sometimes we close down grill early just because it's a pain in the ass to clean and we have some extra things we have to do that day. Or we just don't want to serve you hamburgers because it's a fucking pain in the ass at 9:56 when we close at 10 to make a half-pound burger. So, grill's been closed down for like 15 minutes. I've had to direct a couple of cars off and been like, "Oh, you don't have any burgers? Does that mean you have fries?" And just in the back of my head, it's like, "Is that grill food? Yeah? Then piss off." This guy comes up to the window, and I give him the standard, "Hi, welcome to DQ Grill and Chill. What can I get started for you this evening? But by the way, I have to let you know that our grill is closed as of right now, so we're only serving ice cream." "Serve a hamburger." That's the only thing that comes through my monitor. I'm like, "Sir, again, we're only serving ice cream right now. Our grill is closed down." Okay, so 45 seconds pass. "French fries." "Sir, again, our grill is closed down. We're only serving ice cream." A minute and a half passes. I get on my thing and I'm feeling a little sassy, so I'm like, "Sir, are you ready to order now, or I don't know?" And I hear dead silence. 2 minutes pass, and he pulls forward, but he stops between the window and the order box. And so I'm confused. I stick my head outside in this crisp autumn day. I see this dude just in this big white truck stalled out. I can't see this dude. He can see me, but I can't see him. I'm very concerned. So I let a couple of minutes pass. I look over at my employees and I go, hey, just have the non-emergency number dialed. Don't press enter, just do it. They're like, why? Because there's a dude out there and he's just sitting. So like 3 more minutes pass. I'm like, fuck this. I call the non-emergency number and there just happens to be a copper nearby. He shows up like 3 minutes later, which is really nice because I was spooked. He waves at us through the drive-thru and we wave at him. He walks up to this guy's car and he turns on his mag light. And there's just this old dude slumped over at the wheel with the engine running. And so my guy Diego, he walks up to the box and he puts his head out and he's like, he dead? Like, no, he's just passed out. So this old drunk fucker came to our drive-thru, managed to somehow get his way in that area, ordered a hamburger and fries, and then passed out halfway between. And if that isn't the most American thing to do on a Friday night, I don't know what the fuck is. Go Bengals!
Dude, I'm just impressed that he made it. In there. Like,
my first instinct was to call Bailey and tell him about this at 11 o'clock.
do you think that, like, it was one of those things where, like, I have to make it. I have to do this one thing before everything goes black. And he did it. He made it to the menu board. He heard you. He said, yes, thank God. And
Hamburger.
he just fucking vomited out the words. And he was like, my job here is done. And he just fell asleep. Do you think that was like a moment of triumph for him?
He wakes up in the morning and he's like, I did it.
In a jail cell.
Yeah.
Fuck, they arrested him. I remember coming to work the next day at Little Caesars. I had 2 jobs at the time. And his truck was just sitting there. It took like 2 days to tow his truck.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
It's so nice. Christian, just send us off with this segment.
I have a terrible memory, so you're gonna have to fill in a lot of these blanks.
Okay.
This is another DQ story because that place is a hellhole.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good, though.
I just remember working one night, and I was on the drive-thru, and I was taking orders. Someone else was on the register, like taking people's money, and all of a sudden, the person taking money just like leaves. They must have had something to do. I don't remember what it was, so I had to like finish this person off, and they were being, yeah, I just had to jack them off. They were being like,
Sir, if you could lean in a little bit closer, so I can get you this J-O going.
What were those words you just said?
But anyways, I don't remember how the conversation went, but they were being just assholes. And I gave them like their drink, and I was really frustrated, and I like closed the window. I probably slammed the window. I think I closed the window. And I like one of the people working is like, hey, he wants you. And I'm like, fuck. And I turn around.
Oh, he wants you for that J-O.
Yeah. And I start to like walk towards the window, and he like throws an extra large soda at the window and drives away. And I was so mad. I like rushed out to like the front lobby, kicked some of the boxes that were like under the register because I'm a destructive person when I get very mad. And Bailey's like, what happened? And I'm just like, he threw the fucking soda, and like I yelled it like hella loud. And then all of a sudden, I thought the lobby was closed. All of a sudden, I see a couple slowly walk out of the restaurant, and Bailey's like, have a nice night, you guys.
And
Oh, shit.
that is all accurate. So I was doing, I think I was like counting a drawer or something, and I just hear you yell from the front of the store, and I knew there were still people in the lobby. So I go out there, and I was just like, I feel like I was calm. I was like, hey, what happened? They're like, what's going on here? Like, because I saw you, I walk out as you're kicking the box.
Hey, Christian, how's your sex life?
Yeah, like I was trying to play it cool, just like hopefully my calmness would rub off on Christian. And no, he yells what he yelled, and then the couple walks out, and I was like, you guys have a great night. Come back soon. And Christian just walks to the back of the store and proceeds to do something entirely else besides helping customers. And I'm like, you know what? You do that, man.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
I know at Dairy Queen, I developed a habit of getting really mad at customers, and then I would just walk into the walk-in freezer and just start hitting things and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd walk back out very calm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
There's something just about that place. It just
You speak of it like Silent Hill.
like no, it's just something just doesn't work. Like I never hear people ever having like the stories of like these distressful experiences that we've had. Like it's just
I got a new job and I've been working at Starbucks for like 6 months now, and I've had one customer like complain and be an asshole, and it's never been like the lightest stories at Dairy Queen, honestly. Like even the worst stories at Starbucks aren't as bad as like the not worst stories at Dairy Queen.
You get a mildly perturbed mother at Starbucks. You get a fucking virulent hillbilly at DQ.
Like, I remember this one person I was working with, like, a person threw a burger at her because it had ketchup on it. Like, literally threw the burger back at her.
Was that
and
Cassie?
Yeah. And Cassie was crying, like, in the back.
Holy shit.
And I had to go out there, and I was like, here's your burger. And, like,
Burger!
I, like, stuttered because I was, like, gonna be like, you're fucking, but I was like, no, gotta hold myself back. The thing is, you have to be nice to them. Like, you don't have to, but you have to, you know?
Yeah.
You can't. But
I remember it was just the most triumphant moment I had once when I got to tell a customer, we're not serving you. And I got to tell them to go away. It was recent. Somebody was cussing at one of our employees at the drive-thru, and I was waiting because I just thinking at this moment, like as soon as somebody like drops an F-bomb, like kind of maliciously or like in a tone that's mean, I was like, please drive through, we're not serving you. And they drive through. And I told them that, and they're like, no, we're still ordering. I'm like, no, you're not. You're driving through right now. And they're like, well, we're going to sit here. I'm like, well, I'm going to call the police because I have nothing else to do right now. We can wait. You can make my night interesting, or you can drive through. And it was the most fun I ever had at that job.
oh my god, yeah, you're like shaking, not from like being scared, but being like, yes, this is so exciting.
You get to finally tell these fucking hillbilly backwoods fucking Hills Have Eyes fuckers that you cannot come in, be a dick, and order ice cream and a burger at the same time.
You deliverance sons of bitches, I swear to God.
They're the worst.
Dude, like my favorite, one of my favorite moments of Dairy Queen is there was this one guy and he was like ordering a shitload of ice cream, like way too much ice cream, like a family's worth of ice cream. And he was pausing way too long in between, so the person that was doing orders was like, would that be all for you, sir? Because we need to get the fucking line moving because there's 3 other backwater motherfuckers behind him. So he continues to order as slowly as fucking possible until he pulls forward and he pulls up and he is an angry chunky buddy. He's one of those guys that he shoves the money in your face and he grabs the change out of your hand, like that makes a difference. And I'm like looking at him because 1, it's like watching the one monkey in the zoo that throws shit, and 2, I don't want there to be a thing. And so this guy's in the drive-thru, and I hear him go, "This is for dramatic effect." What? What are you looking at? I'm like, "I'm sorry, sir." "You keep scowling at me. What are you looking at?" I'm like, I just walk up to the window and I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "You keep looking at me every time. And just look, I'm looking and you're looking at me." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm just trying to."
What if he just kept going? He's like, and you're looking at me, and I'm looking at you, and she's looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, and like,
And my
the
kids are
person in the
trying not
back's
to
looking
look.
at her, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at her, looking at you, looking at me.
You're really good at this. What?
And she looks at me. That's a Weird Al reference. I'm just like, "Sir, we're just serving ice cream here. That's all we're doing.
Like,
We're just
I
trying
don't
to
get
give you
paid
ice
enough
cream."
to have this conversation with you.
I was getting paid like a little bit above minimum wage. I get paid to deal with people's shit at Little Caesars, but not here. Oh, and I don't tell Little Caesars stories because I still work there. So
Yeah.
I would like to not change that.
And by the time this comes out, I will no longer work at Dairy Queen. So, suck a blizzardy dick.
So fuck the people that go to Dairy Queen that don't know how to order ice cream. This has been episode 2 of I Can Dig It. We have to postpone a segment. Bailey's looking very sorrowfully at his Santa Claus hat. We got to get to class. There's some midterms going on. I actually have to take a midterm just after this.
Good luck.
Oh, fantastic.
Sorry
It's
for you.
5 essays. There are no multiple choice questions. I have to bullshit 5 essays for readings I didn't do. This is going to be great.
You're gonna do great.
Bailey, you and me on our finals. So this has been episode 2 of I Can Dig It. I've been Isaiah.
Christian.
Bailey.
And I Can Dig It. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Jesus Christ. I was doing my sign off and you motherfuckers ruined it. I gotta get the mouse now.
Goodbye. you
Leave it
guys.
in.